What happens when a thoughtful, usually soft-spoken actor walks onto a live daytime talk show expecting a reflective conversation, only to be challenged in a way that hits a nerve on live television with no rewind button? Make sure to subscribe to the Star Talks and like and comment for more talk show coverage. The applause is warm as Andrew Garfield steps out, smiling, doing that small half-wave he always does, a little shy but clearly appreciative. The hosts are already standing, clapping, some leaning forward, clearly excited. Sonny Hostin is smiling wide, Whoopi Goldberg nodding, Joy Behar clapping a little slower, scanning him with curiosity. Sarah Haynes is already laughing, saying his name out loud as if she can't believe he's actually there. Whoopi says, all right, sit down before they don't let us talk at all." And the audience laughs as Andrew moves to the chair, adjusting his jacket, exhaling softly like someone who knows this is live and wants to get it right. Sonny jumps in quickly. "Andrew, thank you so much for being here." "Truly." Andrew nods. "Thank you for having me. It's nice to be awake at this hour." And that gets a laugh. Joy leans forward. "You're British, right? So this is like the middle of the night for you emotionally." Andrew chuckles. "Yeah, I'm emotionally jet-lagged. The energy is light, friendly, safe." Sarah says, "You've had such an incredible run these last few years. Film, theater, awards, Spider-Man, everything. But what people really respond to with you is how open you are emotionally." Andrew tilts his head slightly. "I think I just stopped pretending I wasn't emotional." Audience applause. A few cheers. Sonny nods thoughtfully. "You've said in interviews that vulnerability is strength, especially for men." "Yes," Andrew says immediately. "I believe that deeply." Whoopi adds, "Which is not how you were raised, I assume." Andrew pauses, choosing words. "I was raised around strong women, actually. My mom, my teachers. But culturally, yeah, men weren't really encouraged to talk about feelings. Everything still feels aligned." Andrew relaxed, hands open on his lap, posture loose. Sonny then shifts slightly in her chair. "It's subtle, but there's a tonal change. But I want to push you on something," she says, still smiling but firmer. "Because when you talk about vulnerability, some people feel like it's easier for someone with privilege, success, money, to say, be vulnerable." Andrew's smile tightens just a bit. He nods slowly. "Okay." Sonny continues. "There are men watching who are struggling, who don't get grace when they're vulnerable. They lose jobs, respect. So when you speak, do you think you're sometimes oversimplifying?" There's a small ripple in the audience. Not applause. Not boos. Just attention sharpening. Andrew takes a breath. "I don't think." Sonny jumps in. "Because you've said before that men should just open up more, and it'll be okay. But that's not reality for everyone." Andrew's eyebrows lift slightly. He leans back, then forward again, grounding himself. "I don't think I've ever said, just open up and it'll be okay." Joy glances at Whoopi. Whoopi is watching Andrew closely now. Sonny presses on. But the message can land that way, especially coming from someone who's celebrated for being sensitive. Andrew nods again, but now his jaw is set. "I hear what you're saying. I really do. But I think that interpretation misses something important." Sonny smiles, but it's tight. "Then explain it." Andrew exhales through his nose, a calm before the storm breath. "Vulnerability isn't a performance. It's not a strategy to be liked. And I'm very aware that not everyone gets rewarded for it." Sarah softly says, Andrew continues. "What I talk about is internal permission, not external outcome. Those are different things." Sonny tilts her head. "But words matter. Influence matters." Andrew looks directly at her now. "They do, which is why I'm careful." Sonny's tone sharpens a notch. "Are you, though?" The audience murmurs. Someone goes, "Oh." Andrew blinks. Once. His voice stays calm, but there's a shift, less agreeable, more anchored. "Yes, I am." Joy interjects, half joking. "All right, let's not fight before the first commercial." Whoopi raises a hand. No, this is good. Let him talk." Andrew nods at Whoopi, grateful. "Look, I grew up watching men implode because they had no language for pain. I also know men who were punished for expressing it. Both realities exist." Sonny crosses her arms lightly. "But you're still speaking from a place of safety." Andrew leans forward now, elbows near his knees. "Sonny, that's where I disagree." There's a pause. The word hangs there. Sonny's eyebrows rise. "You disagree that you have safety?" Andrew's voice firms. "I disagree that safety disqualifies perspective." Audience reaction, soft applause, quickly hushed. Sunny responds, I didn't say disqualifies. I said it complicates. Andrew nods. And I'm saying that doesn't make the message wrong. Joy cuts in. Oh boy. Sunny looks straight at him. So you don't think you're wrong? Andrew doesn't hesitate. No. I think the framing that vulnerability is a luxury only for the privileged is wrong. The audience reacts louder now. Some applause. Some gasps. Sunny's smile disappears. That's not what I said. Andrew's eyes don't leave her. That's how it landed. Sunny leans forward. No, that's how you took it. There it is. The temperature in the room changes. Whoopi shifts in her seat. Sarah's eyes widen slightly. Andrew sits back, nodding slowly, like he's absorbing something he didn't expect. Then he says clearly, evenly, okay, then let me be very clear. The room quiets. Andrew continues, I am not saying vulnerability is easy. I am not saying it's safe. I am saying it's necessary. And sometimes the cost of silence is higher than the cost of being misunderstood. A beat. Sunny opens her mouth, but Andrew continues, politely but firmly. And I think it's wrong to suggest that because someone has success, their experiences with shame, fear, or emotional suppression are somehow invalid. Sunny's eyes flash. I didn't say invalid. Andrew nods once. Then we're closer than it sounds. But when you frame it as easy for you, that's where I'm saying wrong. The word lands heavier this time. Wrong. The audience reacts audibly now. Applause breaks out, mixed with murmurs. Whoopi raises her eyebrows like, okay, here we go. Sunny sits back, lips pressed together. So you're correcting me. Andrew's tone softens just a hair, but he doesn't back down. I'm disagreeing with you. Joy laughs nervously. Tomato, tomato. Sunny looks at Whoopi, then back at Andrew. We'll continue this after the break. Andrew nods, still composed, but there's a fire under it now. I'd like that. The camera pulls back as the applause continues, not raucous, but charged. The tension doesn't fade. It lingers, thick and unresolved, as the show cuts to commercial, and everyone in the studio knows this conversation is far from over. The applause fades into that strange, hollow quiet that settles over a studio during a commercial break. Andrew shifts in his chair, adjusting the mic wire at his collar without looking down. Sunny glances toward the table, tapping her pen once, twice, then sets it down. Whoopi stares straight ahead, already in referee mode. A producer's voice murmurs something off camera, inaudible to the audience. The red light clicks back on. Whoopi exhales into the mic. All right. We're back. Clearly this struck something real, so let's stay here for a moment. Andrew nods immediately. Thank you. Sunny turns toward him, posture upright, composed but firm. I want to be clear, Andrew. I'm not questioning your sincerity. Andrew meets her gaze. I know, but intention and impact aren't always the same. Sunny responds quickly. Exactly. That's my point. Andrew pauses, then speaks slower now. Then let's talk about impact honestly. Sarah leans forward slightly. I think a lot of people at home are leaning in right now. Joy mutters, half smiling. No kidding. Sunny folds her hands together. When men hear you speak, some of them don't hear permission. They hear pressure. Like, if I don't open up, I'm failing. Andrew nods once. That's fair. And I never want vulnerability to become another performance metric. Sunny gestures lightly. But that's what happens. Andrew replies, not because vulnerability is wrong, because we keep treating it like something men have to prove. The audience murmurs, a low hum of agreement and curiosity. Sunny tilts her head. But again, that's easy to say when you're celebrated for emotional openness. Andrew leans back, hands clasped loosely. I want to push back on that word, celebrated. Sunny looks at him. You don't think you are? Andrew smiles briefly, but there's no humor in it. I think I'm selectively celebrated. Joy jumps in. Meaning? Andrew turns toward her. Meaning I'm praised when my vulnerability fits a narrative. When it's palatable. When it's poetic. Sunny interjects, but not when it's messy. Andrew nods. Exactly. The audience reacts softly, a few nods visible in the front rows. Sunny crosses one leg over the other. But that still doesn't negate the fact that there are men who face real consequences. Andrew responds calmly. I'm not negating that. I'm saying the silence is also a consequence. Sunny raises an eyebrow. For who? Andrew answers without hesitation. Everyone. Whoopi leans in slightly. Explain that. Andrew looks to Whoopi, grateful for the opening. When men don't have language for pain, it doesn't disappear. It leaks. Into anger. Into addiction. into isolation. Sunny nods. I agree with that. Andrew turns back to her. Then where we disagree is this idea that talking about vulnerability is somehow irresponsible. Sunny shakes her head. I didn't say irresponsible. I said incomplete. Andrew considers that. Okay, then let's complete it. Sunny waits. Andrew continues. The message shouldn't be open up and everything will be fine. It should be you deserve support, and the system needs to change so honesty isn't punished. The audience applauds louder this time. Sunny looks thoughtful, but still unconvinced. But while the system hasn't changed, your words still land unevenly. Andrew nods. They do. So do yours. Sunny's eyes narrow slightly. What do you mean by that? Andrew speaks carefully. When you frame vulnerability as dangerous for most men, some will hear, don't try. Sunny leans forward. Or they'll hear, be careful. Andrew responds quietly but firmly. Fear already has enough volume. The room goes still for a beat. Sarah whispers, wow. Joy exhales loudly. Okay, that hit. Sunny looks at Andrew, studying him now rather than challenging him. So what's the solution then? Andrew relaxes slightly at the shift in tone. We tell the truth. All of it. That it's hard. That it's risky. That it's still necessary. Sunny responds. And if someone gets hurt? Andrew doesn't dodge it. Then that's not their failure. That's ours. Audience applause breaks out again, stronger, more sustained. Sunny waits for it to die down, then says, You're asking for a cultural shift. Andrew nods. Yes. Sunny presses. And until then? Andrew answers. We keep talking anyway. Joy shakes her head slowly. You're braver than me. Andrew smiles faintly. I'm just tired. That line lands heavy. The audience quiets. Sunny softens her voice slightly. Tired of what? Andrew looks down for the first time, then back up. Of watching men disappear inside themselves. There's a moment of silence that feels unplanned, unproduced. Whoopi clears her throat. That's real. Sunny exhales, her shoulders dropping just a little. I don't disagree with your heart, Andrew. Andrew nods. I know. Sunny continues. I just worry about who pays the price. Andrew responds gently now. So do I. They look at each other, not as adversaries in that moment, but as two people holding different sides of the same weight. Joy breaks the tension with a nervous chuckle. Well, this is definitely not the segment I thought we were doing today. A few people laugh, but it's brief. Sarah adds, but it's one people needed. Sunny nods slowly. Maybe. Andrew leans back, hands resting on his knees. I appreciate you challenging me. Sunny meets his eyes. And I appreciate you not backing down. The audience applauds again, not explosive, but respectful. Whoopi looks toward the camera. We're going to step away for a moment. The clapping swells as the music comes up. Andrew exhales deeply, blinking a few times, clearly feeling the weight of what just happened. Sunny adjusts her papers, thoughtful, quieter now. The energy in the room hasn't cooled, but it's shifted, less sharp, more reflective. As the camera pulls back, people in the audience are still talking among themselves, some nodding, some shaking their heads, all of them engaged. Whatever side they're on, one thing is clear. This wasn't just talk. It was something raw, alive, and impossible to ignore. The applause fades again, but this time it's slower, heavier, like the audience doesn't quite know whether to clap or stay quiet. Andrew sits back, hands folded, eyes forward. Sunny takes a sip of water, then sets the cup down carefully. Whoopi glances at both of them before the cameras come back, already sensing this isn't over. The red light turns on. Whoopi says calmly, All right, we're still here with Andrew Garfield, and clearly this conversation struck a nerve for all of us. Andrew nods once. Yeah. Sunny turns toward him, her tone more measured now, but still firm. I want to ask you something directly. Andrew looks at her. Okay. Sunny says, Do you think men listen to you more because you're famous? Andrew doesn't answer immediately. He thinks. I think they listen because they feel seen. Sunny tilts her head. Or because they want to be you. A murmur ripples through the audience. Andrew exhales. That's possible. But that doesn't mean the message is false. Sunny presses. But it does mean it lands differently. Andrew nods. Yes. And that's why I don't speak in absolutes. Sunny responds quickly. You still speak with authority. Andrew smiles slightly. Authority is projected onto me. I don't claim it. Joy cuts in. That's debatable. A few laughs break the tension. Sunny continues. Let me put it another way. When men without power open up, they're often punished. Fired. Ridiculed. Left. Andrew's face tightens. I know. Sunny raises her eyebrows. Do you? Andrew looks straight at her. Yes. Sunny's voice sharpens. Because that sounds like theory. Andrew leans forward, his voice steady but heavier now. It's not theory when you've held someone while they cry because they're afraid they'll lose everything if they admit they're not okay. The audience goes silent. Sunny blinks, momentarily caught off guard. But you weren't the one at risk. Andrew doesn't flinch. Empathy doesn't require identical risk. A beat. Whoopi nods slowly. That's true. Sunny exhales. But proximity isn't the same as consequence. Andrew responds, no. But it's not nothing. Sunny pauses, then says, I'm worried your message gives false hope. Andrew's voice firms. I'm worried your framing gives guaranteed despair. The audience reacts, audible gasps, then applause. Sunny sits back slightly. That's a strong accusation. Andrew shakes his head. It's not an accusation. It's an observation. Joy mutters, yikes. Sunny looks at Whoopi, then back to Andrew. You're saying I'm telling men not to speak. Andrew answers carefully. I'm saying the subtext can be heard that way. Sunny responds. And I'm saying you're ignoring power dynamics. Andrew leans back, then forward again. No, I'm saying we can't let them paralyze us. The audience applauds again, louder now. Sarah finally jumps in. Can I ask something? Andrew, are you saying every man should speak up no matter what? Andrew turns to her. No, I'm saying every man should know he's not broken for wanting to. Sarah nods slowly. That's different. Sunny looks at Andrew. But intention doesn't shield impact. Andrew responds. Neither does caution shield loneliness. A hush falls over the studio. Whoopi rubs her chin. This feels like two truths fighting for oxygen. Sunny nods. Exactly. Andrew agrees. Yes, and I don't think one needs to suffocate the other. Sunny studies him. So, what do you want people to take away? Andrew answers without hesitation. That silence isn't strength. Sunny counters. And what about survival? Andrew meets her eyes. Survival without connection is slow erosion. The audience reacts strongly now. Applause, a few people standing before sitting back down. Sunny's expression softens, but she's not conceding. You're very convincing. Andrew smiles faintly. I'm very sincere. Joy laughs nervously. This is the most intense Wednesday we've had in a while. Whoopi gestures toward Andrew. You're not backing down. Andrew shakes his head. Because this isn't about winning. Sunny responds. It feels like you think I'm wrong. Andrew says it plainly, evenly, without heat. On this part, yes. The room reacts immediately, gasps, applause, someone whistles. Sunny's lips press together. Okay, Andrew continues. And I know that's uncomfortable. But disagreement isn't disrespect. Sunny looks at him for a long moment. Then she nods slowly. Fair. The tension shifts again, not gone but altered. Whoopi steps in. All right, we need to pause. Andrew nods, exhaling. Sunny adjusts her seat, thoughtful now, quieter. As the applause rises, the audience buzzes with conversation. Some clap hard. Some shake their heads. Some whisper to each other. The debate hasn't cooled, it's deepened. The camera pulls back as the music swells, and everyone in the room knows the final moments of this show are going to linger long after the credits roll. The applause comes back stronger this time, but it's complicated applause, some of it supportive, some of it uncertain, all of it charged. Andrew sits quietly as the noise fades, his hands resting flat on his knees. Sunny takes a breath, longer than before, and nods to herself as if deciding how to land the plane. The red light comes back on for the final stretch. Whoopi looks straight into the camera. All right, we're in our last minutes, and I want to say this is why we do live television. The audience claps lightly. Sunny turns toward Andrew, her voice calmer now, but serious. I want to clarify something before we end. Andrew nods. Okay, Sunny says. I don't believe men should be silent. I never have. Andrew listens closely. I hear that. Sunny continues. My concern has always been about protection. About making sure we don't romanticize pain. Andrew nods again. And I agree with that. The audience murmurs, sensing a shift. Sunny adds, where we differed was urgency. Andrew responds gently, yes. Because I've seen what delay does. Sunny looks down for a moment, then back up. I don't think you're careless. Andrew offers a small smile. Thank you. Sunny exhales. I think you're hopeful. Andrew chuckles softly. That might be my biggest flaw. A few laughs ripple through the audience, easing the tension for the first time in a while. Joy jumps in, relieved. Okay, good, because I thought we were about to flip a table. The audience laughs louder now. Whoopi smiles. Nobody flipped a table, but some minds might have shifted. She turns to Andrew. Final thought. What do you want people watching at home to feel right now? Andrew takes a beat. The room quiets. I want people to feel less alone, he says. Whether you agree with me or not. If this conversation stirred something, that matters. Sunny nods slowly. I can stand behind that. Sarah adds, same. Whoopi looks at Sunny. Any last word? Sunny turns to Andrew, then to the camera. I want people to talk, but to do it wisely and with support. Andrew nods. And I want people to know they're not weak for wanting that support. The audience applauds, steady and warm now. Whoopi closes, all right. Andrew Garfield, everyone. The applause swells as Andrew stands, giving a small wave, his expression thoughtful rather than triumphant. Sunny stands as well, offering him a brief nod, respectful, real. They don't hug. They don't smile wide. But there's no hostility either. As the music plays and the camera pulls back, audience members can be seen talking animatedly to one another, some clapping, some shaking their heads, some clearly emotional. A few wipe their eyes. Others pull out their phones already. Cut to after the show. Clips of the exchange begin circulating within minutes. Short captions flood timelines. Andrew Garfield shuts down Sunny Hostin. Sunny wasn't wrong. This is why men don't talk. This is why they should. Hashtags trend. Comment sections split clean down the middle. Some praise Andrew for standing his ground, calling the moment honest, brave, overdue. Others side with Sunny, saying she voiced the reality too many ignore. Media outlets replay the wrong moment on loop. Panels debate it that night. Podcasts dissect tone, body language, power, intent. By evening, both Andrew and Sunny release brief statements, measured, respectful, emphasizing dialogue over division. Neither apologizes. Neither escalates. The conversation keeps moving on its own. And that's where we leave it. Now it's your turn. What did you think of the exchange? Who made the stronger point, or did both? Share your opinion in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to the Star Talks for more real talk show stories.